all the sexual power that women have when they're young falls off a cliff in extraordinary rapidity. Now, here's the thing, though, is that when we're young and we have less sexual market value than women, supply and demand, hormones and receptivity, we can screw up for a while, and I'm sure everyone has, I know I have, but then you can recover, right? So, I went to theater school. I got a history degree because I'm all about the earning, right? But then I was like, wake up, dude. And I went and started a software company. So you can shake it off and you can turn things around. If a woman takes full advantage of that sexual magnetism of youth and, hoingo boingos around the community, then by the time she hits her late 30s, it's too late. And then you get like a half century of regret. And one of my biggest tweets was me just saying, women, your eggs die at 40, you live to 80. What are you going to do for 40 years?
It's pretty weird that these days you find women in their 40s and 50s waiting for a Casanova or a Prince Charming to come their way and make them live their teenage fantasies. I mean, weren't your teenage dreams supposed to be fulfilled when you were a teenager, and not when you are so close to celebrating your golden jubilee? Hello, and welcome back to your personalized ladder to be a higher-level gentleman. In today's video, we will shed some light on the stupidity of these middle-aged women seeking the advice of their feminist gurus here and there on how to settle down and start a family from scratch. Let's get one thing straight. Women in their 40s are not in their prime years. They are rather women with baggy skin, dark circles, fine lines, and a lot of money in their bank account that gives them a sense of achievement. You often find magazines and articles hyping up sassy girl bosses in their 40s and 50s and encouraging more women to be like them. But the problem here is that once a woman climbs the corporate ladder higher, she's bound to stay single for a really long time. And as soon as she realizes that she's going to retire and will have to die without a family.
My name is Tyler, and I'm a Leosexual. Leosexuals are only attracted to women aged 21 to 25. It's based on our founding father, Leonardo DiCaprio. People think it's easy being a Leosexual. No, I have to go out and party with girls all the time. You think I like young, fertile women? So if you meet a Leosexual, be kind to him. He's going through a lot, and if you know any sorority girls, send him his way.
You know, guys, the worst part is that none of these feminists or magazines come to her rescue when she is left sulking by herself. So, today I'll try raising a few points to explain this issue. After investing years in their education or business and receiving titles and degrees that they can frame and hang on their walls, women think that they are a prize for a man. I hate to break it to you, but women like men for their success, and men like women for their beauty. No man has ever voluntarily been attracted to a chic only because of her degrees and educational background. They like a little bit of youth, submission, femininity, and an experience so they can easily be dominated and taken care of. Whereas older women with degrees have an opinion and often make it a matter of their ego while conversing with men. A woman in her 20s is hotter than a woman in her 40s, and there's no way she can ever lose to these old diplomatic women. And that is the most important point I would like to make. Men are designed to look for long-term relationships, and there is no way they would be willing to settle down for a degree or for women who can no longer produce an offspring for them. Women have also narrowed down their dating pool because technically they are designed to look for more successful men, but when they have all the degrees and excellence, it's really difficult for them to find a man who is more successful and educated than them. Another reason for these women staying single is that most highly valued and successful men aren't looking for such women because once they're done with their work and get back from their office, they don't want to engage in arguments and simply want a wife to smile and welcome them politely, which these modern and successful women will never do. Alpha and dominating men often want a woman who can turn their house into a home, but these successful corporate women don't even know how to do that. So, it makes a lot of sense why you would find older women in their 40s and 50s dating men who are a decade or sometimes 2 decades younger than them. Young men are naive and carefree. They have not yet explored the concept of reputation in society, so instead of working hard, they try to fish for money and luxuries from these old women who are out there looking for men in nightclubs. These women have a lot of money, they have nice cars and good homes, so that is why it is easier for young men to pay off their student loans with the help of these sugar mommies. Women look at these younger men as beautiful objects. that seem too unrealistic for them to own, and that is why they get into relationships with such men. But at the end of the day, this is not what women are looking for, because as rich as she is, she's a woman at the end of the day, and it is in her nature to take and not give. So, once they truly realize that the young men are using them, they will remain unsatisfied. My only advice to these women will be to not run behind looks and education and settle down with a loyal man who is willing to marry her, because let's be honest, it is the most unrealistic women for a woman in her 40s and 50s to think that she can settle down and start a family. The concept of a child is out of the picture because your fertility levels are about to close and you can no longer think of reproducing. A lesson that can be learned from this entire situation is that the media has found a way to cash out from this stupid concept of feminism, and I don't need a man. They fool you into thinking women are better than men, and that you don't need a man to survive, but in reality, it is the opposite. A woman needs a man to live and survive, because a man knows how to take care of a family and get them out of difficult or tiring situations, whereas a woman is supposed to be a good housekeeper. I would also like to convey my advices to any of the younger women watching this video. It is best if you take your vaginas and wait for a loyal man to be by your side. Get married or commit yourself in a long-term relationship so that after all these years, you have a family to take care of you when you turn old. Alas, with this we come to an end. Make sure to utilize your prime years to make a family for yourself. Goodbye.